I'm Lyle Ekdahl, Senior Vice President, Product Development here at Oracle, and responsible for the J.D. Edwards products worldwide. We're here in Denver, Colorado with Steve Ryder of IBM, and we're here to talk about all things IBM, J.D. Edwards, and cognitive computing. Steve, welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you, Lyle. Thanks for having me. My name is Steve Ryder. I'm responsible for IBM's North American Oracle practice. I'm a Vice President in the practice. Thanks for having us here today. Looking forward to having a little conversation here about cognitive. We're very excited about our relationship with you guys. I know it's been a long-standing one, and we're very happy to take it to the next level.
Okay, Steve, so cognitive computing. Really, it sounds like we're at the beginnings of the next wave of computing, and in fact, the way IBM describes this is really the third wave of systems or computing. The first one would be tabulation systems, which were mechanics and mechanically tabulating numbers, right? And that was around the 1900s. And then late 1940s and the 1950s, we moved into programmatic systems, right? And those were about capturing data, and certainly then about deterministically taking that information through a programmatic way to a straightforward answer, right? A single answer. So if those are the first two waves, tell us about the third wave, cognitive computing.
Yeah, well, cognitive computing really picks up where the others have left off. You know, the others were very centric around data and numbers, and what the cognitive story helps bring, it brings a whole other level of advancement around that. It helps provide the knowledge to that story. It takes that basic knowledge and helps provide a level of insight into it by bringing that next level of capability. It leverages many of the current technology around some of the advanced analytics that we're seeing and helps enhance that and helps complement that by providing some of the natural capabilities it provides about review and rank capabilities, about using unstructured data to help solve problems, and it also leverages the natural structured data that we all know and love today as a part of it. There's really three reasons we consider it kind of next generation capabilities. It has a natural language capability. It recognizes the tone and tenor of what you're saying and how you're expressing your message. It also helps consume all the big data and synthesize it very, very quickly, instantaneously virtually as a part of it. And it helps act as that human advisor as a part of that process that we all need and really trying to take it to a more meaningful level of what it is.
Okay, so let me see if I got this straight. So therefore it would be much more of a probabilistic system, right? So a system that is going to provide recommendation around a range of potential answers given a whole lot of complex inputs, right? As opposed to a very programmatic set of inputs.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, fantastic. So, Steve, it really sounds like we're ushering in then a new era of machine and human interaction. So, is this the old artificial intelligence horror stories of machines taking over the world, or is this truly something that's evolutionary and beneficial?
It's clearly evolutionary. Many of us have seen the example of the Watson beating the two Jeopardy champions recently, and this is not about human obsolescence as a practical matter. It's really about collaboration between humans and machine as a part of that process. You know, cognitive has that capability of dealing with tremendous amounts of data, both structured and unstructured, and pulling it together to help humans solve a problem. That's the whole point. It's about solving a problem. Where the programming message in the past has been more about providing a single answer. Here is the answer.
Right, deterministic.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. And the cognitive solution is about making a recommendation. It'll give you several answers, but it will make a recommendation for what the best answer is. And it's all about empowering the user to help them do their job better.
Okay, so collaborating with machines through a natural human interaction that leads to an augmented process and a superior result. How's that?
That sounds great. All right, so Lyle, we've spent a lot of time together. We're a long-standing relationship. I've watched the J.D. Edwards solution grow and advance, and here we see this new trend around cognitive, and we've talked about the virtues it can provide. What is J.D. Edwards doing in this space?
Steve, great question. So with any of these breakthrough, potentially disruptive technologies, we like to incubate them first in something we refer to as J.D. Edwards Labs. So I've assigned a group of folks within the J.D. Edwards Lab to work in collaboration with the IBM team, the Watson team as well. We're looking at API layers both at the J.D. Edwards and the Watson APIs because they're both open systems, and we're working around a set of use cases right now, mostly around the recommendation capabilities that Watson could plug into an ERP. So definitely cognitive enabled ERP is a piece of our vision right now, and really what we're doing is looking for customers that are willing to work with both IBM and the J.D. Edwards team around these sets of use use cases to see what that will yield.
I like the idea of the use cases because that's what makes it real. It makes it tangible as a part of the process. I know another area you guys have invested a lot of energy and passion in is around the Internet of Things. And how do you see cognitive and the Internet of Things kind of working together?
Yeah, that's actually, I think they fit hand in glove because this is really about creating more intelligent systems. Right? And IoT is more than just putting a bunch of sensors on your plant and equipment.
Right.
Right? It's about the data that then is that's going to yield, right? That then can be combined with business data as well as other unstructured data, right? For us to yield better decisions about what products to build, when to build them, what to service, when to service it, those sorts of things. So IoT, collaborative, cognitive, all coming together as a single platform, right? That will create an intelligent system that's really, company-wide, business-wide, and eventually as IoT and cognitive works its way into our products and services, it's going to be necessary to have that sort of intelligence at the platform layer that we think cognitive computing can help deliver. Again, in that more probabilistic way, right? Giving us theories and recommendations and a set of answers that then humans can interact with and make great decisions.
Sounds like a very powerful platform for success.
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah.
We think so.
So Lyle, we talked about use cases and kind of as a grounding means to build and grow this from. Well, can you give me an example of where you see the cognitive story playing around J.D. Edwards and just in general?
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. There's multiple areas of the product where we think that plugging in cognitive capabilities is going to yield great value. Take a look at the maintenance processes or those around procurement. The processes where it's going to add the most value is where, yeah, J.D. Edwards has great base data and great business process, but there are a whole lot of other unstructured pieces of data that have to be brought into the equation, as well as some of the unpredictable nature of the process that you're dealing with. So within maintenance, somebody, a maintenance technician going out to service a piece of equipment, right? He may need to know not just what he has in his kit or what he has in the back of his truck and what's broken on the piece of machinery, but what others have tried and where others have failed. What replacement parts work the best, right? And that could be gathered from the internet itself, right? On recommendations for various parts and pieces. And bringing that all together in a collaborative way through that natural human interaction with a technician on site, right? To do a better job in maintenance, get somebody's equipment up and running, and building better customer satisfaction that way. So we think that has potential for great yield.
Sounds like a great application for helping the user, empowering the user to make a better decision.
It empowers the user through that cognitive back end. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's a great story.
Well, Steve, this has been a great conversation. I want to thank you first for your insight today around cognitive, and then of course for the longstanding partnership and all the support that the J.D. Edwards community gets from IBM. You guys have been truly fantastic over the years. So thanks for that. And I really look forward to, again, partnering with your team and my team together with some customers. So I think that's a big piece of what we want to do here is tell customers, welcome, please come, bring us your ideas, bring us your use cases, engage either through IBM or through my team, but engage with us and let's see if we can't get some of these early solutions fleshed out and start to make them real for the marketplace. So again, please, customers, bring your ideas. We're ready to work with you around cognitive computing.
We look forward to it. Thanks.